File ownership. In this lesson, we will cover how files and directories are owned and how we could change the ownership of those files and directories. So the file ownerships are created on user level and a group level. There are two owners of a file or directory. A user, the one who creates the file or directory, and the second one is a group, the user, the group that belongs to. If you belong to two different group and the permission applies that the second group has a read permissions, or you could delete a file or directory, as long as you're in that group, then you would have that right. Command to change file ownership is change own, which is also known as change own, and change group, CHGRP. Change own changes the ownership of a file. Change group changes the group ownership of a file. Recursive ownership change option. If you are using an option with change own or change group with minus uppercase R, it will not only change that directory, but also all the files and directories within that parent directory. If you look at the example of Windows, let's say we have this folder called videos, and when I do right click and go to properties, you'll see that under security, this file is owned by the systems and IFSL and administrator. So you see these two people here, these are the group, and the single user, one person here, is just a user. And again, the system is a group. So group, system, and administrator own this file or folder called video. And the user who created that folder is IFSOL. And you see at the bottom, it tells you whether that user has read, write, or executable permission. You can see right here, it has all the permission that we talked about. In our Linux machine, when we log into our Linux machine, again, the first thing what we do, we'll see who we are. So we are ourself. See what files or directories we have. These are all the listing of files and directories we have. Now here in the first, second, and here the third column. The third column tells you who owns this file. Let's say we go to Lisa. We created this file Lisa, and the person who owns this file Lisa is the user IFSOL, or yourself in this case. The fourth column right here is the group name. In this case is IFSOL again, because I am part of my own group. I belong to my own group. I could change that to a different group, but since I'm a regular user, not a super user, I won't be able to change that permission to any other group. The only person or the only account that could change that ownership is root. So let's become root, su dash once you log in, you do pwd, and here it will bring you into /root. Now remember, you are not in your home directory, you are in root directory because you are root right now. So I want you to go to your home directory, which is, if you remember, /home and / your username. It will take you to your home directory. You could just do pwd to confirm and do ls-ltr to confirm another time that these are your directories and files. If you wanted to change the permission of Lisa and you wanted to change it from yourself and you wanted to have this owned by root, what you'll do is change own, and you specify the name of the user you want to change to, and the name of the file, Lisa. And then when you do ls minus ltr, here you will see right here the file is now owned by root. You could also do, just to be more specific, so you don't see all of the files, you do ls minus l Lisa, and you'll see here now the file is owned by root. You could do the same thing when you do chgrp, which is to change the group. You could do the group also. There's another group called root, and you could do Lisa again, and you could verify it. And now you'll see this file Lisa is owned by root, and the group who owns this file is also root. Now what happened when you become yourself again? How do you get out of this root account? You just simply type exit. You're logged out, and just confirm who you are. You're yourself, which directory you are in. You're in your home directory. Do ls-ltr, and you see there is this file, Lisa. Now what happens if you try to delete this file? Let's see, rm Lisa. It will tell you remove write protected regular of empty file. If you say yes and do ls-ltr, there you go, it is gone. The reason it is gone now, why, is because when you go one step back to your home directory, so your home is right now is /home/yourself, and when you go one step back, you are in just /home and do ls-l. Here you'll see the ifsol directory, which is your home directory, has the permission of yourself to read, write, and execute, meaning anything inside of the directory you could read, you could write, and then you could execute. So regardless if whoever puts the file in, whoever owns the file, or whichever group owns it, you could go ahead and still delete it. Now, if you try to create a file in, let's say, etc, and you go touch test file, it would tell you permission denied because you do not have permission to write to this file. How do you check that? You do ls-l/. You could do that, or you could simply go to cd/ and do ls-l. And you'll see here's a list of all the directories that are inside of /. And the one we were trying to go to is etc. If you notice here, etc is owned by root, and the group is owned by root as well. Now the root has the permission to write to it. But what about the people who are in root's group? They don't have a permission to write to it. What about everybody else? They don't have a permission to write to it. So that is why you cannot create a file in etc. So let's say if we become root again, okay, and now you go to etc and you create a file touch test 1 2 3. Just verify it, ls-ltr. You'll see at the bottom is your file. Now another way what you could do is, while we are working on this, you can minimize this window, and you could open another window by right clicking and create open terminal. So this way we have a regular account, which is our account, and the root account. So this way we don't have to exit out of the root account. So who we are ifsol, which directory we are in in /home, and we created the file in etc, right, as a root. So let's go to etc and let's see ls-ltr, and now we're going to try to remove this file test 1 2 3, and it's going to say remove write protected. It's just a warning. You said yes, and it still says permission denied. Now Why it's saying permission denied? Again, you go to cd slash, and when you do ls minus l, and you will see right here, that's the Etsy directory, and it tells you right here the group 3 bits do not have write permission, and the other 3 bits do not have write permission as well. So that's how you change the user, the file's ownership and group ownership. So the two commands that we learned is change ownership, which is CHONW, sorry, OWN, and the second one is change group. So I again really want you to do a man on each command and go over the description, the different option it has. Same thing you do with the second command as well. And also I want you to practice this command by changing the permission only in your home directory. So your home directory is /home/yourself, and you could try changing permission to one of the directory, like create a new file. Don't touch the files that you created, and just say permission test file, create this file, and just practice your change ownership and change group command on this file and see how you could change it.